Hey there, Fight here with a quick update on Dark Post Profits 2. So, more content is up now, and I'm starting to get a feel for who it's for and who it's not for. So, I can tell you about it, alright? So, effectively, and this is the sad news or the bad news, is it's for everyone. That is bad news because you have to kind of dig through the content. So, let me show you what I mean. I can no longer look at you, I now need to look at the screen, okay? So, what we've got here is the introduction. What's still missing, we are on day 2, is what I really want, and that is basically Chris's stuff. So at the moment, like I said yesterday, it's mostly the content by the affiliates, and Chris's is coming then hopefully today or tomorrow. That is what I'm really looking for. However, I looked through some of the other content, and there is some stellar stuff in there. Before I go into the stellar stuff, the big picture is right now. On the surface, it looks a bit like, well, this is mostly for t-shirt guys. Okay, here's t-shirt selling, more t-shirt selling, there's t-shirt selling, there's Shopify, there's more, well, Peter Parks, you know, my take on Peter Parks. And then there is fan page marketing. Now, when you look at all of these, it's basically, it looks on the surface like this is a course aimed at people who want to do almost traffic arbitrage. It's not necessarily your own products, but basically you're looking to buy traffic to send it to a shop, sell some e-commerce stuff, to send it to some t-shirt type stuff. Or when you look at the fan page marketing, I've gone through some of the content here. It's mainly aimed at, hey, let me build some insanely popular or a page in some insanely popular niche, like some upcoming movie, etc. Get lots and lots and lots of cheap clicks or cheap likes, and then sell them something. So that's on the surface. But then you start looking under the hood, and I'll give you one example, and that is up here. So I had a look at the advertising tips with Brian Mack, and just this one little video number 13, is worth the price of admission. But it's aimed at someone who has a product or a beginning of a funnel, something along those lines. If you want to sell your own products or services, if you want to build a list, then this little 13-minute video or 13.5-minute video, which, by the way, the first half is just more his story. So really, it is 6 minutes of content, and they are golden. They're absolutely worth getting this entire course for. And that is what I expect from Chris's content when modules 2, actually they're going to be renamed, I guess. It's going to be module 1 point something and module, I believe it's 11. Last time I looked, it was 11, so somewhere down there. So it's going to be section 9.b or something along those lines. So, big picture then is, on the surface, it looks like it's for traffic arbitrage. You want to get traffic and send them to some other offer. When you dig in, there is brilliant information for selling your own stuff. But, and this is the bad news, you kind of need to dig it out. And I think that would be, and I'm going to talk to Chris. I'm going to say, look, Chris, put a summary video there that says, or a PDF better. If you're selling your own stuff, look at this, and this, because, let's face it, there are, at the moment, 100 videos, and they're going to be expanded to 150 or 200 or so. So all in all, it's shaping up. It's starting to look really, really nice. I'm getting more and more excited. And that's just the content. The other thing where, personally, this is, if you are doing advertising on, this is basically a paid advertising course on Facebook. If you're doing that kind of thing, it's always a great idea to get started with, something that's already working, which is why, for example, I have the Funnel Assassin course. That's where you get started with something that's already working. And there is nothing more powerful than basically looking at ads that are already working. So to give you an example, all right, let's go in coaching. And here you get a quick idea of what people are using and what's working. Okay, this gets a lot of traction. All right, fine. This one, I'm totally surprised. Seriously, for the coaching audience, living better and bigger and better, the typical sort of bigger penis shot. Well, there you go, 215 likes. Clearly, this is something that I would not have expected to work. So there's another one down here. Where's the one? There you go. Book yourself solid. That's Michael Port. Clearly, that is something that works. Book yourself solid. So that's a message that resonates with the coaching audience. And therefore it's worth checking out. So when you go and then check this out, you see the exact ad they're used, which is brilliant. I mean, don't try to figure this out yourself. You just go in and copy what's in there. So again, that in itself is absolutely worth the price of admission. When you're selling your own products, especially when it's high ticket stuff like coaching, etc. $297 is nothing, because you now have something that's already proven to work, and instead of you spending hours and hours and hundreds of dollars testing these different things, you're just going, all right, this clearly works, and you can click through, and this is, if it's still up, Michael, okay, this is me living in the sticks and having a really slow internet connection. There you go. Okay, so in 8 hours I can go and check out this. Oh no, it's not even presented by Michael Port himself. Well, there you get the idea. Okay, so I'm getting really excited. I'll be even more excited. Chris, if you're seeing this, come on, put that content by you up. We're so excited. That's what we're here for. And there is some content already in there. If you go to the bottom, scroll to the bottom, here, bridge marketing. That is one of the fabulous concepts Chris came up with in Dark Post Profits 1. That in itself, again, is worth the price of admission. Some cool tips here as well. So, all in all, starting to get quite excited. Looking forward to Chris's main content, and then I'll probably fall off my chair with excitement. Alrighty, cheers, bye.